Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session, Creating Differentiation with Integrated Experiences. I'm honored to be here presenting to you, and thank you very much for your interest in learning more about integrated experiences and how Boomi can help you on your journey to achieve these experiences as part of your digital transformation. As we all know, the need for modern integrated experiences is what is ultimately driving many of today's enterprise initiatives and programs that you are involved in some shape or form. ERP modernization, umbrella digital transformation, customer experience migration, cloud migrations. So there are a variety of these that are viewed together. So today, what we will do is take a closer look at what these integrated experiences look like, what they even mean, and how Boomi can help you deliver on them. So before we get there, we need to look at where we have been. In the past, just integrating and data and processes used to be enough, right? The application and data owners guarded their applications and data with their lives. That created data silos, like you see here. I don't have to tell you that data silos are a serious business problem, obviously. Now, what caused those? Inertia, fear, and just overzealous focus on organizational readiness are some of the reasons for silos enduring in enterprise presence today. Now, silo managers don't always understand the advantages of collaborations. The walls and boundaries to access this data were built by the owners because they felt like they are the only ones who can manage it. And sometimes they had the reasons for it, right? And then the management support. Billing was a silo, ticketing was a silo, CRM was a silo, machine data being in one place while security data is in another, that's a common place. Customer experience and support data in yet another, that also is common, and the list goes on. So if you were to put this in real world example, think about when you started your job. You had to go to IT to get your laptop, right? Or mobile device. You had to work with your payroll and ADP to make sure that you could get your paycheck. You had to work with HR and benefits to fill out these insurance information. You had to work with facilities to find out where you're sitting, and I'm sure there are variations of this as per your experience. The variances, like I said, would vary based on your experience, but I can honestly say that when I joined Boomi, this took a lot longer than what I expected, and certainly a lot longer than it should have been. Now, this is onboarding, but onboarding isn't the only problem area. There are many more. But the result of this is a fragmented experience. Now, we really didn't have a choice then, did we? We tolerated these fragmented experiences. It's just that what we came to expect. And frankly, the organization was doing the best that it could to provide anything that appeared to be a seamless experience. The reality is that it's not just onboarding, like I mentioned. College admissions, healthcare, and hospitals having to do with doctors' offices, billings, labs, prescriptions that all of us have to do at some point in time. All of these we know are fragmented. Some of them may seem seamless, but behind the scene, there is a lot of point-to-point connections or swivel chair management, as we call it, that is happening to give the best possible effort. However, now, thanks to some experiences that we have with certain companies, and there are certainly the frontiers out there, we see what's possible. And now we all are demanding integrated experiences because an integrated experience instantly connects you to what you want. In my opinion, it's truly gratifying experience that provides immediate value and reduce the time that is needed for it. Now, here are some examples with that context on how different organizations benefited from integrated experiences to deliver some worthwhile and high impact business outcomes. Again, I want to set the context so you can start understanding what these experiences may look like. For example, the American Cancer Society solved the problem of helping patients receive life-saving medical treatments using integration and bringing together patients, providers, and volunteers using the integration and engagements. Sid Lee, a creative services agency, achieved a major result by eliminating manual processes and streamlining execution of over 2,000 client projects that happened in a record time. Customer self-service was at the heart of WWZ, which is a utility company, and they provided integrated experiences through a meaningful insights that were extracted and actioned upon in their data project, which also enabled them to launch many newer services to their customers. And finally, one of my favorite, the connected and streamlined student registration and recruitment process that happened at Barry University, delivering integrated experiences to students as well as their employees. Now, these experiences provide the springboard, like I mentioned, Sid Lee did, for this organization to carry on with explore newer and other use cases in their organizations that were not previously thought of or discovered. So you may ask, how does one recognize the need for such experiences? The need for these experiences often starts out with questions and comments like what you see here, and which lead to a closer look and hurdles and challenges. I'm sure you have heard some of these, if not all. Which one you heard the most and which one you asked the most? I would be interested to hear that. I often find myself asking, why isn't it automated? And I think I try to ask that question, every opportunity I get, because that prompts newer brainstorming and newer discussions. Another one, why can't we provide a self-service? Why can't we bring the stakeholders directly together so they can leverage the data as well as create the experiences that they want? And one of my favorite, how about, sorry, that's a different department. I will send an email. Obviously, we don't hear that more, but I'm sure most of us, if not all, have heard heard it during some time in our career. So these are the questions that trigger this thinking and the brainstorming and finding the useful use cases, starting that journey. Now, if that's so, why we can all deliver these quickly? Because delivering these experiences is really hard. Data, one of the top reasons, is often dark. This, according to one estimate, 60% of an organization's data is unknown or dormant or underutilized. And that's what I mean by being in dark. It's stored in many databases, in many applications, on-prem, in cloud. It's hard to track what that data is and what that data is doing. Secondly, the number and variety of data sources are also overwhelming. Companies are drawing from an average roughly 400 different data sources in our research that we did to feed their business intelligence or analytics needs. And that is just an average. Some organizations, especially the bigger one, as you can guess, draw from a whopping 1,000 or more data sources. Now, remember what I said about data silos being a serious business problem, right? So that creates this entire farm of silos when you have so many of these applications and data sources. Thirdly, to deliver these experiences, you need to create these user experience. And the user experiences is seen as a separate skill set that may belong to a completely different group that isn't thinking about the data, or they may not be responsible for data. And they're not thinking about the applications that are processing that data. So automation, orchestration of these different business processes and flows is challenging because of all these reasons. And finally, integration, connectivity between different applications, we all know it's complex and could involve cloud-based and on-prem applications and bringing them all together. So due to all these reasons that you see here that I try to summarize, it just becomes challenging to create these experiences that leverage data from these different systems and brings the users and different stakeholders together. Now, talking about the stakeholders, it is also important to understand that on this journey, different stakeholders have different needs. And I'm sure many of you are here in the audience can relate to this. Ultimately, it's the end user, right? Whether it's employee or customer or your partner that desires these experiences. But the line of business or the functional unit within the enterprise is also looking for this set or tapestry of interconnected experiences to enable their unit's efficiency or effectiveness. And this could include LOBs, it could be like a finance or HR, or it could be like insurance claims, as well as the functional areas like supply chain management, for example. Now, if you're an enterprise architect, you'll be mainly interested in future proofing and standardizing on your architectures, the security, the scale of it, right? As well as the governance around it, taking in something like microservices approach to the ask about modernizing ERPs from your stakeholders. IT will be obviously interested in quick and reliable and secure and low-code application integration and development environment to create that and provide to their stakeholders. And finally, the data officers, any of you who are responsible for data will be interested in data readiness and associated organizations, data related projects, safeguarding aspects of it, the security and all of the associated needs. Also, everyone wants this and wants this fast. So what is common to all of their needs here is the pervasive connectivity, right? That brings together all these data silos, data sources, the applications, data readiness of it, and then modernized user engagement and associated experience. Integrated experience engagement can start with any one or more of these areas, and we'll talk more on that very soon. Another major shift is the expectations. Now, customers are, like I mentioned earlier, are not prepared to tolerate anything less, right? And this is not just customers. This is even employees. This is us. I, myself, and if I see a crappy experience somewhere, I'm like, I shake my head, right? Wow, I cannot believe it. We use those kind of expressions. So the overall expectations have changed, and disjointed, fragmented experiences are literally become thing of the past. Everyone demands these experiences that we can deliver based on connecting employees and customers instantly to what they want or what they want to access. Furthermore, 2 points I want to highlight here. The enterprises have recognized these needs. One, in whatever industry they operate in, the winners have achieved high-performing integrated experiences with modern omni-channel processes and workflows that are backed up by reliable and readily available data, right? And then second, those companies that fail to do this are in danger of losing customers, revenue or market share, and then failing. So these contrasts, this dichotomy of the companies adopting versus being slow is obviously out there. So I hope that sets the stage for what we mean by integrated experiences and what's the importance of it, what are the challenges of it. I want to talk quickly about, give you introduction of Boomi and tell you how Boomi can help and in terms of on your journey wherever you are. So let me start with our mission: instantly connect everyone to everything. And we take this very seriously. And the keywords here are instant, or instantly connect everyone and to everything. And this is really what we mean. We often tell customers to challenge us when we say instantly connect everyone to everything. If they have their use cases that they feel concerned or being challenged, bring that challenge to us. So I believe this shows a quick overview. Um, you will have, just more of your environment. If I were to describe, you'll have many cloud platforms and many SaaS applications. You may have different, cloud providers like, AWS, Google, Microsoft. You may have Salesforce, other CRMs, SAPs. You have the more broader platforms like Microsoft, or you may have your, specific ERPs like NS or, HRCM like Workday, and the list goes on. You will have likely various data sources. Some will be in the cloud, some will be on your premises. And like we saw on the previous slide, you'll have many different stakeholders. We have seen that their own individual requirements, including device form factors, security, could vary. Now, Boomi creates these experiences by connecting them all and providing you the business outcomes you need to provide to your customers and to your stakeholders. So with that, let me quickly walk you through the Boomi platform. And we call it the AtomSphere platform. And I understand this is a busy slide, but really gives an overview of the capabilities. And this is how we envision our platform to help you, our customers, on their journey to be data-driven and offer these integrated experiences. Now, even though the integration, if some of you who are familiar with Boomi, is at the heart of what we do, we envision the journey for the customer to begin much before they actually think about connecting their systems and applications. And we believe it starts with understanding the data that they have and the data that they need. And this is what the discovery phase that you see on the left. The data catalog and preparation, which is one of the service of Boomi Unified Platform, enable you to discover the data that you have. And it could be in different systems, in your databases, in your CRM systems, in your ERP application, and everything else, right? You can understand the structure of this data, how various data sets relate to each other, and identify and flag the sensitive data and PII, and so on. The preparation phase of that discovered data is all about making that raw data come to life with data transformations, enrichment, filtering, aggregation, and amongst other. These are the capabilities that our data catalog and preparation service offer, along with the master data hub service. Now with the integration phase that you see at the center, that has been our core value prop as an iPaaS player, right? As an integration platform as a service player. Our ability to integrate any system across all landscapes, be it on-prem, cloud, legacy systems, to modern SaaS, to enterprise applications, to screen scraping RPAs, to blockchain, and so on. So Boomi Integrate has the capability to bring it all together. This component also addresses use cases that span a very broad spectrum, all the way from basic source to target data sync use cases to advanced multi-step orchestrations using a slick web-based designer and a large number of connectors that enable users to integrate these applications fast. The platform also supports all major protocols and architectural styles and basic to advanced integration patterns as well. The next phase, which is the enable phase of this journey, is about ensuring that the data, the workflows, and system integrations are all accessible to consume across your different channels, be those people or applications. Trading partners could be one of those channels as well, right? And so on. So our API platform component and the EDI B2B component just allows you to do that. You can build your data services and expose or virtualize them even very quickly using the Boomi API platform. You could then deploy it to API Gateway, associate a wide variety of policies on them, and publish them to the API Developer Portal. And finally, the engage portion of this journey is all about building engaging experiences with people and rich application via the flow component that you see on the very right of this slide. Flow allows you to build low-code applications as well as process workflows that help automating customer journeys across various your channels. Think about use cases such as employee onboarding that we alluded earlier, processing of various you know needs that you may have, or creating simple apps. And it could be as simple as approval app that may need access to data from different line of businesses, needing to surface that data along with associated permission. So for a variety of these use cases, the AtomSphere platform can help you on that journey. I want to just quickly show this picture. Candidly, we started this as a whiteboard to one of our customer sessions, and then our customers loved it so much. Now, even across Boomi, including our sales team, loves this. And what it basically shows is the platform with engagement, connectivity in data, and how the calls or the movement or data movement happens between these various aspects of the integrated experiences that we touched earlier. So I thought I'll quickly show you that along with the stakeholders that you see on the left. Okay, to talk quickly about, a lot of times our customers ask us, last year we all have gone through a lot. Now, how do tell us more what happened? And happy to report that we were out there helping our customers. They were approaching us, and we have seen phenomenal growth that we continue to see across all our segments and various key matrices or metrics that we track. And this, what you see here, is just an example. One thing I want to highlight here is, as you think about these integrated experiences and that journey, they could vary significantly based on your needs. And the key point I want to highlight here is the simplicity of those to having a spectrum where they can be really complex. And Boomi can deliver, we have customer across, and I'll talk more, all these segments, leveraging this. The simples could be, leveraging the templates and bundles that Boomi provide for common use cases, including, connecting your CRMs to your ERPs, or creating approval workflows. Or it could be complex, where you need to have this data that resides into and owned by different line of businesses in clouds, on-prem, bring it all together. You may need help in implementing it, or there may have the collaboration between IT and various departments that may be needed in order to architect it, solutionize it, and then obviously have that come to life. Also, a key point I want to highlight here is you may have multiple starting points, as I'm calling it here. And what I mean by that is, you may not, right now, you may have your data discovered and prepared, but you're really trying to, get it all connected across different systems. Or you may have the data connected and you may want to provide engagement to different stakeholders by automating their workflows. So the platform provides capability for you to jump in at any of these points and directly leverage the services that you need for your specific use case that you may have. Obviously, the right conversations and the stakeholders and priorities can determine it, but I wanted to just highlight that we are allowing that flexibility according to your journey that you may have. So the AtomSphere platform, it kind of, I just want to summarize, is unique in its ability to provide a cloud native platform. We call it single instant multi-tenant, which started in cloud and can be deployed across all kind of environments to deliver unified access to the data and the intelligence, the crowdsourcing intelligence that it uses for achieving your use cases. The difference is at the core of the reputation of it for speed and reliability, and consistently earns itself the leadership position in many comparisons. Now, the key thing I want to highlight here that I didn't allude or highlight much earlier is the distributed deployment, the runtime as we call it. The platform gives the ability to deploy it in the cloud, on premises, behind the firewall, or in any multi-cloud environments. And we had one customer who wanted to kind of achieve a simple case of approving their workflows, but all that data, this was a highly conscious security company, and all that data was behind their firewall. So for approval, they needed to surface that data, but they didn't want to leave the firewall and just stay there. So they needed these deployment units, the runtime capabilities to stay behind the firewall as well. And that's what Boomi supports based on your multi-cloud environments. The iPaaS market leader, this is something that we all take high pride in ensuring and realizing the journey that we have been on. The Gartner, which tracks this market, and in fact, it started tracking this iPaaS market 8 years back when Boomi came out defining this iPaaS. And from those last 8 years, Boomi have been the Gartner Magic Quadrant leader for consecutive years, including the one that was recently published last month, in case you have not taken a look at it. Forrester, as well as OAM, and there are many other analyst firms that are out there who evaluate this market and position Boomi in this leader quadrant that you see here. We also have as in our various social platforms, and the way we evaluate technologies nowadays is based on the peer feedback and the reviews. So the differentiator that you will see here is the Boomi speed with which these integrated experiences are delivered, and also the most importance to us is to enable you to understand this and obviously help you get the value and return on investment as quickly as possible. So I want to just show you some stats that kind of proactively we answer to customers and other parties who are looking at Boomi to deliver these integrated experiences we talked. 18,000 customers, yes, we are still averaging roughly 6 to 7 customers a day. And this is across globe, across all industry sizes and segments. We have been trusted leader in the Gartner MQ for the last 8 consecutive years, like I mentioned. The only iPaaS vendor that offers data management, application integration, API management, EDI and B2B, process orchestration, and low-code app development, all under one cohesive unified platform. We're also vendor neutral and open. Boomi is not funded by any one of the cloud vendors or SaaS behemoths. And we keep our door opens to all applications and infrastructure and platform as an open ecosystem. We also have 100K plus members of our developers and immersive community architects and others who are interested in our platform. And there's many resources, and the certifications on the platform is continuously going as well. 25,000 and counting on the Boomi community. So that's really what I wanted to first give you an overview on the things, the needs that are out there, the questions on how do we identify those needs, the various stakeholders on needing these integrated experiences, and what is Boomi Platform. So if you were to walk away remembering one thing, I hope it's this: Boomi gives you a faster path to better integrated experiences. We're committed to helping you accelerate your ability to delight customers, engage partners, empower your employees, and outpace your competitors in this fast-moving world. Let us know how we can help and how we can help you accelerate that and accelerate what's next for you. So with that, I'm going to pause and pass it back to Amir.
Well, I had mute on. I had my camera off. It's welcome to the virtual world, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much, Manoj. That was fantastic. One of the comments that we had said, thank you, because now they fully understand integrated experiences. I've got a much better understanding, and I've known of Boomi for years now. So this is fantastic. To everyone, if you didn't see my message, feel free, use the Q&A feature if you'd like to ask Manoj any questions. Obviously, we have a brilliant mind on, and we've got him for a few more minutes here. So if you have any questions, feel free to pose those questions. I actually had a couple questions for you, Manoj, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
One thing you talked about because obviously, this is definitely a need, right? Everyone knows we need this. I think where to get started, I think you explained that, right? It ultimately ends with the end user. So obviously we've got end users that are customers. We have end users that could be employees. You mentioned that there's some preset bundles in there to kind of start with this journey. How many bundles are there? I mean, obviously you guys have probably run across pretty much every use case, but how many bundles do you figure that you have, to start out where someone can kind of plug and play from that point?
That is a great question, Amir, and something that I very briefly alluded, but I wanted to talk more. So thanks for asking it. The solutions, bundles, templates, we recognize that based on your needs, and some of these needs could be common, right? And we see this across. So what we have done is we have templatized this. We have created bundles or solutions, as we broadly call it. And I will highly encourage you all to go to discover.boomi.com. Easy to remember, discover.boomi.com, where we have a catalog of these solutions that cover some of the use cases, the most common ones like code to cash, connecting your CRM to ERPs, to some of the more complex ones where you want to create different approval workflows or applications. So there are a slew of those. There are many out there, and we are continuously building on this. So what I will encourage you is to go there. There are a lot of filters. You can search it. You can find these. And we are creating an embedded journey where you can, after you go through and like something, you can sign up for a trial right there. You can sign up for our AtomSphere Go platform, which is pay-as-you-go platform. Boomi is the first one who offers it, and it is $50 per month, and that is it. So you can literally sign up right there and get that solution. And obviously it's pay-per-go, but you can start with $50, get that solution directly downloaded into your account, and it'll in the background create that account for you, and you will be directly in the Boomi platform, good to go. So that's one thing I would highly encourage.
Mhm. That's great. And as far as, obviously you have kind of the standard templates. How do you help, do you help your customers with specific cases if they don't know how to maybe create that? You guys help with that?
Yeah, no, that's another great question, because a lot of times our customers will come to us and say, hey, this is great, it's there, our needs are a little different, right? We want these to be customized for our needs, and we want to add we have another applications or set up those that we want this to be connected. So the catalog discover.boomi also helps you to get these implemented. So we have a huge partner ecosystem. We have our system integrators, as well as Boomi professional services, which is always available for any use case that you may have, and at a very fast-paced time as well as value that you are looking for. Our professional services team can come and implement it for you.
Got it. So, another question, obviously, everyone's life, especially on this call, is it's all about making their jobs easier, saving them money, right? Especially for IT departments that are already stressed. Is this a long process, or if there is it something that they could, I know that we've got a timeline on things, but what's kind of the typical time frame on start to finish? Let's say you've identified the problem. What's kind of the time frame?
Yeah. I'm sure that question is on many of the customers' mind when we talk to them. One of the things, like I mentioned, the expectation from customers and from the stakeholders is they want these integrated experiences fast, right? We all want it. We don't want to tolerate the thing that, like I said, crappy or fragmented. And so the thing that Boomi platform uniquely offers is, we always call it time to value, right? The speed and the agility. And we have seen the customers really get from the time they come to the platform, identify a solution, download it, or start from scratch for their own need. They can literally within hours, they can start building that integrated experiences process, or the integration, or any platform service, and have it tried it out and deployed. Even the major, some of the examples I gave, American Cancer Society or Barry University, they had a very, very small team of the integration developers or line of business users needing it. They got on our platform, and literally within hours they got started. Within days they had their integration process done and ready to deploy and try it out to their stakeholders. And this is being validated. So any of you who are interested and really want to go fast, we can help you.
Wow. So days.
Days, yes.
Wow.
I
Okay.
mean, like I said, hours again, it would vary from skill set and persona involved, but you want to make it simple. I mean, that's really the key that our unified platform offers, is get going very quickly. Within hours, you can literally start the project and the use cases and have those implemented in just a few days.
Wow, that is amazing. I was thinking months, but you've thoroughly shocked
Nope.
me now. Yeah, it might take longer to identify the problem. No, this has been fantastic. Some of the data that you put in there, 60% of data is just unknown or dormant. I mean, obviously data is now kind of the new currency, and it's amazing that it's that much is going unutilized. The number of sources of data, I mean, that's somewhat shocking, somewhat not, but the thousands of sources of data I can imagine, and that's
Mhm.
just piling up. We all know we need it at some point, but it's interesting to kind of put the reality to the magnitude of that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Well said.
yeah. Well, listen, I know, well said by you, sir. This was fantastic. Dude, there is one question. Each time I look at Boomi, it felt like it was for a big company and is affordable for a mid-sized company. Any insight or answer to that? Or sorry, I felt like it is for a big company. Is it affordable for a mid-sized company? Any insight or answer to that? Adapted offer.
Yeah. No, thanks for asking that question. Boomi, we have our customers across all segments. I mean, even SMBs and commercial and enterprises. I mean, even smaller than the mid-size. So we have lots and lots of customers across all of the spectrum. Some customers we have seen have very basic needs. They want to just, like I said, I want to move my data from this database that I had before, and I'm just adopting my CRM, or I'm connecting my CRM to ERPs, and I have very point-to-point needs. To the mid-sized companies who have bigger use cases where they want to start bringing together their HR and their CRM and ERP, and depending on the segment, they may have the applications like Shopify, or other non-standard CRMs that they have, or they may have databases. So I've seen the mid-sizes kind of to start on that journey, and their endpoints or the data sources start getting bigger, and those are all being catered by the platform. So yes, the Boomi platform is not for a specific segment or type of customer unit. It's there on the cloud, and it's low code. You can literally drag and drop and get started. So yes, we can definitely help you.
For everyone. Awesome. Thank you. One more follow-up question. Does Boomi also offer or recommend a tool to clean data between integration, algorithm, or AI?
Yeah, there are a lot of processes, background processes that need to happen. You may have a need to clean or purge the data. You may not want to keep it after you move from one source to another. Boomi Platform acts as a transitory channel. If you want to have it stored, you can do that. But the platform is very versatile, I would say. It offers these configurations based on your needs, your data needs. It also have these AI-based algorithms or crowdsource, which are very popular. And the one I would suggest is called Boomi Suggest. And what Boomi Suggest does is this algorithm is monitoring the metadata of the customer trends on how they are mapping, for example, between two sources. And so if you come and say, I want to map between two applications, Boomi already knows. Boomi has the intelligence that it has gathered, and it gives you those suggestions. And with one click of button, you can achieve that entire mapping between your two applications. And Boomi even will tell you the confidence level. So you say, oh, wow, this comes as a 88% confidence level. So sounds like pretty high. And okay, I want to accept these, but I'm not sure about these two mappings. So I'm going to go and manually do it myself. So it has these intelligence algorithms that you can leverage as well.
Fantastic. Well, thank you again, Manoj. This was very informative and really well done. Thank you very much. A virtual round of applause for Manoj.
Thank you.